Okay, quick one. Medieval warfare, GCSE warfare, 3 times, short revision clips. We're looking at the impact on civilians during the period 1250 to 1500. Should get this done in a few minutes. There are a number of ways in which ordinary civilians were badly affected by war and campaigns in medieval England. First one is probably recruitment. Obviously you had the feudal summons, you had the assize of arms, which forced men to join armies, to fight. Even if you could pay money to get out of this, it was still going to cost you financially. This paying of money rather than fighting was known as scutage. And desertion rates from armies and campaigns was high too. Secondly, wars and military campaigns cost a lot of money, and this would always fall largely on the ordinary population. You've got to pay for soldiers, kings have got to build castles, you need weapons, horses, supplies, food, ships, and that would come out really of people's pockets in taxation, which was increasingly used during this period. The Peasants' Revolt in 1381 is a sign of how the levels of unpopularity of tax could reach open rebellion against the monarchy. Next, you could have purveyance. Purveyance was the compulsory purchase of food and supplies. This was for a fair price apparently. It was a form of IOU. It would sometimes take a long time to be settled. Very, very unpopular. Might lead also to shortages of food in areas, people going hungry. And as a result of shortages would lead to inflation, rising prices. Obviously, as transporting food and supplies was difficult during military campaigns, armies would have to live off the land. They'd have to take food and shelter wherever they could get it from local people, which of course is a hardship. Even in coastal areas, ships would be confiscated to help move men and equipment around the country if needed. As well as that, also you still have the methods of warfare during this time, raids, which would see land and livestock looted. Raids are seen as an opportunity a legitimate opportunity to take what you want from the enemy, and that is often seen as part of the rewards for soldiers through which they are recruited into armies. You get kidnapping and ransoms during this period. Yes, some people would pay protection money, but again, that would cost them. They would have to pay for protection. Sieges as well is another example. Sieges are obviously where enemy soldiers surround towns or castles and force the occupants to surrender, either immediately or to give up over time. One of the rules of that time, one of the conventions, was that if there is a besieged castle or town that didn't surrender straight away, then that castle or town will be automatically pillaged once entry was eventually gained into that castle or town. So overall, several examples there of where medieval warfare had a detrimental negative impact on civilians. The thing, of course, to remember is that does not change over the centuries, that warfare continues to have a very bad detrimental effect on civilian life. Who knew?